Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is April and today I'm going to show you how to make another zero waste dress. Today's sponsor is a sustainable footwear brand called Vivaya, and they sent me a couple pairs of shoes to style with the dress I made. We have the Aria 5, which I chose in this beautiful green color. And these are also the pair I designed my dress to match. And the Julie, which is a round toe chunky heel that has a nice cushion insole, making it comfortable to walk in. The knitted fabric on these shoes were created from recycled water bottles, and not only are these flats super stylish, they're extremely comfortable as well. Because it has a wider pointed toe shape, there's more room for your toes to breathe. There's memory foam at the heels. The insole padding is made from the same foam as yoga mats, and the best part about these flats is that they're machine washable. So if you're interested in finding a pair of shoe that will look great with any outfits and provide all-day comfort, you can check out the Aria 5. I'll put a link to them down in my description box, along with an 18% off code to use on all items. I'm so excited to show you how I made this dress and paired the shoes with it, so let's get started. First, let's talk about the design we're making. I wanted some sort of tiered dress design, but wasn't sure if it should be a flowy tent dress or if I should cinch it in at the waist. After I created a sample, I decided that the cinched waist looked best, so the next thing was figuring out my measurements and how many tiers I can make from the amount of fabric I have. I have a total of 1.5 yards of fabric, and my fabric is already torn on grain, so I have exactly 54 inches in length to work with. If you're purchasing fabric from the store and they're cutting it for you, make sure to get extra fabric because you might lose some length after straightening your fabric. The amount of fabric you'll need to purchase will depend on your size and design. 1.5 yards was perfect to make the skirt below the knees for me, but if I wanted the length to be even longer, I would get 2 yards of fabric. And for reference, to help anyone out at home, my height is 5'1". The first body measurement you need will be for the bodice. Since I won't be adding in any zippers, the bodice needs to be wide enough to slide on and off. So make sure you're measuring the widest part of your body. For me, it's my hips, and I'm just going to round that number up to an even 40 inches. Now that I know my first tier is 40 inches, I can decide how long I want the bodice to be. You can make yours an onto your waist or have it hit at your natural waist. This is a time to play around with the measurements and compare it to the amount of fabric you're working with. My fabric is 54 inches long, and when unfolded, it measures to be 60 inches wide. When planning all of this out, I found that it was easiest to keep most of my tiers the same length. That way, I can easily attach pieces together to create longer sections. Since my fabric is 54 inches long, I played around with 9-inch tiers, and that allowed me to evenly split the fabric into 6 sections. For the top bodice tier, I know I need 40 inches, and for the next tier, if I doubled that number, I would need 80 inches of fabric. Doubling the number would create a very gathered look, but would require a lot more fabric, so instead I decided on only adding 20 inches per tier. So if the top tier is 40 inches, that leaves me with 20 inches of leftover fabric, since my fabric is 60 inches wide. The second tier will be 60 inches, which is already the size of the fabric. And then, since the third tier is going to be 80 inches, I can reuse the leftover 20 inches from the top to add onto the 60 inches, so it can roughly be 80 inches. This is why keeping the tiers the same size is useful. For the last tier, I made it longer by 2 inches so the length of the skirt can hit below my knees. So instead of 9 inches, the last tier will be 11 inches. I'll need at least 100 inches of fabric for the bottom tier, so 2 sections will have to be 11 inches, leaving me with a 5-inch strip left over at the bottom. Hopefully, seeing my thought process will help you figure out how to piece together your own dress at home. Just give yourself some time to calculate the numbers and figure out what you have to work with. Now we can get started on the actual fabric. I marked all the sections on the fabric. So there's 3 9-inch sections, 2 11-inch sections, and 1 5-inch section. Then I snipped and teared each section so it can be straight and on grain. Starting with the 9-inch sections, I went ahead and shortened the first tier to be 40 inches, and we'll be adding that leftover piece to the third tier. For the last tier, we have 120 inches of fabric, but I only need about 100 inches, so with that leftover fabric, I'm going to be using it to make pockets for the dress. I gave myself 8 inches for the pocket and cut it out from both of the 11-inch sections. That means I have an 8 by 11 piece of fabric for my pockets. Next, go ahead and attach your pieces together so each tier will be the proper length, but leave the side seam unattached for now. Leaving the ends unattached lets me lay everything flat still, making it easier to gather. The pockets and the 5-inch strip of fabric will be incorporated into the design later, but for now, go ahead and just gather each tier besides the bodice. The bodice is going to have elastic at the waist and elastic on top to cinch it all in. I'm sewing 2 rows of basting stitch and we'll pull on the threads to gather afterwards. Because I like to sew really fast when basting, this magnetic seam guide came in handy. I just stick it on where my seam allowance is and it helps me sew straight. There's a bunch of sewing hacks like using tape or rubber band or taping cardboard, but I find this magnetic one the most useful and convenient to have. As usual, all the links to my sewing supplies will be in my description box, so check that out if you're interested. Once I'm done sewing my 2 rows of basting, I can gather each piece. Because I only added an extra 20 inches to the tiers, they won't be super fully gathered, but it'll be gathered enough to achieve a nice flowy skirt that weighs less as well. Basically, each gathered layer should fit the measurement above, so the second tier I would gather it to fit 40 inches, third tier needs to fit 60 inches, and so on. Starting with the top of the dress, I sewed the bodice and first gathered section right sides together. Next, evenly pin the second gathered tier to the first and sew them together. And lastly, pin the third gathered tier to the second and sew them together. Here's what my dress looks like so far and all the pieces I have left to incorporate. For the 5-inch wide strip of fabric, I played around with it and it happened to be just the right amount to create 2 overall straps for the dress. So with that piece of fabric, I cut it in half. I'm unsure where the straps will be sewn for now since I still have to sew the elastic. So first, I'm going to sew the elastic along the top and along the waist. The size of each elastic should be the measurement of your chest and waist, minus a couple of inches. Next, I can close up the side seam opening of the dress, but realize that the elastic will get sewn into the seam and make it bulky, so I decided to seam rip it a little and trim the elastic to avoid that. If that doesn't bother you, then you can just sew it together as is, but next time I would sew the dress closed first and then sew the elastic afterwards. It definitely seemed easier this way, but it does leave you with that bulkiness at the seam. With the 2 straps I cut earlier from the leftover fabric, I draped them from the waist over the shoulders and back down to the waist on the other side. For my size, it was just enough fabric to use for this design, but if it doesn't work for you, you can always turn them into straps that start at the shoulder or come up with another way to incorporate it. After marking the angle of the straps and the placement of them on the dress, I finished the edges of the strap with a narrow hem and finalized and transferred my markings on the table. You'll have to stretch the waist of the dress while sewing the straps on, which means the markings created on the elastic will stretch out as well. So when sewing the strap on, I just kept it centered between both markings. Hopefully that makes sense. If you are confident in the placement of your straps before adding the elastic, I would sew them into the waist seam before sewing the elastic, but as always, just do what makes the most sense to you. Finally, the pockets. I pressed a wide hem for the top of the pockets and sewed it down first before pressing the other sides. And I know a lot of you told me not to iron on my cutting mat in my last video because it can warp the cutting board, but I kept feeling underneath and no heat got through at all, so I feel like it should be fine. For future projects, if I'm ironing for a lot longer or using steam, then I definitely won't, but I honestly think it'll be fine for a quick press. Definitely will keep you updated on if my board ends up getting warped or not, but I appreciate y'all for looking out. Decide where you want your pockets to be placed, then pin the pocket down, and then match up the other side of the pocket to make sure it's at the same height and location. Sew along the 3 sides of the pocket with 2 rows of stitching to really secure it in place. Lastly, I hemmed the bottom of the skirt with a narrow hem so that I can keep the length of the skirt as long as I can, and I'm finished. To style this dress, I'll be pairing it with the Aria 5 flats from Vivaya, a colorful gem necklace, and a straw hat. Just keeping it simple. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video gives you an idea on how you can recreate the zero waist dress for yourself. I will be selling this dress in the near future, so stay tuned or follow me on Instagram because my followers are usually the first to know. As usual, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!